welcome back. So today we're going to continue talking about how to find the missing sides. Okay, so goal number 4, given the volume of an object, I can find the missing measurement, the missing side. Okay, so sometimes we're not trying to find the volume, sometimes we're given the volume, okay, but they want us to find the radius, or they want us to find how high it is, okay, the height. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If we're not finding the volume, we're finding the missing thing they want us to find. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is cylinders. Okay. So let's do the first example. Yeah. So they want us to find how high it is, okay? They said the volume is 254.34 meters cubed. Okay, how high is this object? Okay, so whenever we're trying to find the missing side or the missing measurement, okay, we always want to start off with the formula. They're giving us volume. So what is the formula for a cylinder to find the volume? Okay, it's V equals, this is a good one for you to memorize because they love giving problems about cylinders on the EOG. So V equals pi r squared times h. Okay, so my r is 3. We don't know my h, but my V is 254.34. So we're going to plug these values into this equation. And our radius is 3. Okay, and we're trying to find my h. Okay, and we're going to solve it. Okay, 3 squared is going to be 9 pi times my h. Okay. So 9 times pi is 28.27. Okay, so we're trying to get h by itself. What's left for us to do? Okay, we have to divide by this to get h by itself. Okay, so 254.37 divided by 28.27 is going to give me 8.99. And if I round, it's going to give me 9. Okay, so the half of this cylinder is 9. Okay, so it's just solving the equations. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, just plugging in values and solving for the missing variable. Okay. But sometimes that's how you would find how high it is. Sometimes they want you to find the radius. And they tell you it is 8 inches tall, and the volume is 401.92 inches cubed. Okay? What's the radius? Where are you going to start off with the formula? V equals pi r squared h. Okay? So we have our V, which is 401.92. Plug that in. Equals my pi. Okay, we don't know my radius, but my height is 8. So we're going to do 8 times pi. 8 times second pi. 25.13. And we're left with r squared. Okay. Is r squared by itself yet? Okay, what's left for me to do? Divide. Okay, because the inverse of multiplication is division. So I'm left with r squared. Okay, 401.92 divided by 25.13. Okay, it's going to give me 16. So 401.92 divided by 25.13 is going to give me, if I round, 16. And then I'll take the square root of both sides. R is going to give me 4. So my radius is going to be 4 inches. Okay. So the difference is, when you're solving for half, you just solve for h. When you're solving for the radius, your last step, you're going to have to take the square root of both sides. Okay. So I want you to try these next two, okay? And I would have these examples right next to your practice problems and just follow it step by step. Just go down and do exactly what I did. Let's do number 1. So try this one, and then do this one for me. Okay. And the volume for this one is 226 feet cubed. So go ahead, pause the video, do these 2 problems, and then come back for the solutions. Okay, welcome back. So let's do number 1 together, okay? We're going to first write out my formula for volume and plug in what I know. Okay, so my radius, this is my diameter. My radius is half of my diameter. So my radius is 4. And the volume is 176. And we're trying to find h. Okay? So plug in everything. Okay, 4 squared is 16. 16 times second pi is 50.27. Okay, and what would be my last step? To get h by itself, divide by 50.27. So h equals 176 divided by 50.27 is going to give me 3.5. And if I round, it's going to be 4. Okay. And that's how high it is. So let's do this next one. Again, I'm going to write my formula. Okay, this time we're trying to find my radius. We have my h and we have my phi. So we're going to plug those values in. So 226 in for phi. Pi, we don't know r squared, so keep that square right there, and then my h is 8. Pi times 8 is going to give me 25.13 r squared. Okay? And now we're going to always divide by that coefficient right here because we want to get r by itself. $226 divided by 25.13 is going to give me about 9 equals r squared. Am I done? Okay, to get rid of that square, I have to square root both sides. Square root of 9 is 3, so my radius is 3. That's what you do. Okay. So the last kind of example we're going to do is dealing with cones. So if we're given a radius and we're given a volume, how do you think we're going to find how high this is? Okay, you're going to do it exactly like you did with the cylinders. You're going to start off with your formula and plug in what you know. So my formula for a cone is pi r squared h divided by 3. Okay, my radius is 6, my volume is this, and we're trying to find my h. So h, we don't know. So I'm going to plug this in for phi. Equals pi. Okay, my radius is 6 squared times my h. We don't know what h is, and that's all divided by 3. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this fraction, so I multiply both sides by 3. 3 times 339.12. Okay, it's going to give me 1,017.36 equals pi. 6 times 6 is 36 times h. Okay? Pi times 36 is going to give me 113.04. I'm left with h. Okay, and what's going to be my last step? Divide by what? Divide by 113.04. And then when I divide this, I get 9 centimeters. And that is how high my cone is. Okay. So the next kind of cone problem you can find is, how do you find the radius? Okay. So again, you're going to always start with your cone formula. So phi equals pi r squared h divided by 3. Okay, this time we have h and we have v, but what is my r? So plug in your values. Multiply both sides by 3. And you get 141.3 equals 5 pi r squared. I'm just putting these two together. 5 times pi is going to give you 15.7 r squared. Okay, then you're going to divide both sides by 15.7. I'm going to get about 9 equals r squared. Last step, you want r by itself, and it's not, so you're going to take the square root. So r is going to be 3. And that's going to be your answer. That's going to be your radius of this cone with a volume of 47.1. Okay. So I'm going to give you 2 practice problems to do. Okay, just follow the steps exactly like here. Okay, go step by step, and you will get it correct. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, try working these 2 problems out, and then come back for the solutions. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you worked these out. Right, so this one, they want us to find my h. So again, start with my formula. V equals pi r squared h all over 3. Plug in my values. 956 for V. Pi, my r is 9 squared times my h. Divide by 3. Okay, first thing you want to do when you work with cones is multiply both sides by 3. 3 times 956 is going to give you 2,868. And these cancel out. Okay. 9 squared is going to give you 81 pi times h. 81 times pi is going to give you 254.469 h. Okay, and my last step is going to be to divide, and we will be done. So h equals 11.3. That is how high my cone is given that value. This last one, they want us to find the radius. Okay. So again, I'm going to use my formula and plug in what I know. I know the volume is 80. My pi, we don't know my radius, but my height is 9. Divide by 3. Okay, first step when dealing with cones, multiply both sides by 3. 3 times 80 is 240. I'm left with 9 pi r squared. Okay, 9 pi is going to give me 28.27. And I'm left with r squared. Okay, then I'm going to divide both sides by 28.27. So r squared equals 8.49. Am I done? No. Anytime we're trying to find a radius, the last step, we always need to take the square root. And so if I take the square root, r is going to give me 2.9, and that's my radius. Or I can round it to 3. Okay. And that completes today's lesson. Okay. So on the EOG, if you're given a problem, they're going to most likely be where you're given the volume. Okay. You just have to find that missing value. So this is really important for you to know. If you have any questions, please join my Google Meet. I would love to sit down with you to help you. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. Okay. Hope you all have a good day.